Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I would like to share about the measurement and instrumentation lab test. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Aizan Najmi bin Mansur. My matrix number is B0920100065. My course is BMMV and I am from section S2 stroke 1. So the first question is, I was hired as an engineer in one of the leading measurement instrument supplier. On my first day of work, two of my subordinates are arguing on the correct reading of instrument measurement as shown in picture below. I was required to teach them briefly the correct way of reading the instrument measurement, whereby they only understand English language. So the picture shows below are the vernier caliper. So the first step on using a vernier caliper is we have to take a look at the main scale. So the main scale shows a value of 20.0 mm. And the next step is we have to take a look at the vernier scale, whereby it's located at the bottom of the main scale. So we have to find the vernier scale, which is aligned to the main scale. So the value shown here is 0.00 mm. So the final step is we have to add both of the value to obtain final answer, which is 20 mm. Let's move on to question 2. Suddenly, my lead engineer called me and asked me to solve another issue. One of my international customers was not clear on the instrument usage direction that they bought from our company. Although training session for the instrument is planned to be done later, the customer insists me to demonstrate systematically on how to use the equipment shown in the figure below to measure sample. Also, he only understands English language. So the first instrument measurement is the height gauge. Firstly, we have to calibrate the height gauge, whereby we calibrate the vernier height gauge with a gauge block. The next one, we have to put the object to measure under the scriber. Then read the value on the main scale. And the next one, we have to look on the vernier scale. And finally, we combine the value together to obtain the final reading. The next instrument is a micrometer. Firstly, we have to place the object on the spindle and rotate the thimble twice until a click sound is produced. The next one is we read the value on the main scale, and next we read the value on the vernier scale, and finally we combine the value together to obtain final reading. The next instrument is the vertical and horizontal optical comparator. So the work process for this vertical and horizontal optical comparator are the same. So firstly, place the object on the screen and adjust the table height to concentrate. Next, we adjust the value of the XY stage to 0 and align the orientation of the side that has to be measured on the projected image with the orientation of the screen reference line. Next, using the movement handle, adjust the stage such that the other side of the projected image to be measured is aligned with the reference line. Finally, we read the value on the data processing screen. Okay, next we go through the question 3. We have to assume that a ruler is your vernier caliper, an eraser as a gauge block, and simulate a process of calibrating your vernier caliper and measuring accurately an object of the size in bracket length times width times thickness, which given 20 mm times 20 mm times 15 mm. We have to consider the measurement error is difference between measured value and true value. Now let's go through the procedure of calibrating. Okay, now we will proceed to the calibration of an eraser as a sample and using the ruler as the vernier caliper. Okay, so this is an exact vernier caliper, whereby below this is the vernier scale and the upper this is the main scale. So when we want to calibrate a sample such as this eraser, we put it on the vernier scale below at the 0, and then we drag the upper ruler that acting as the main scale to the other edge of the eraser. Which will be like this. Okay, so the first step is we will measure the side A of the eraser. So the side A, which is this side, will acting as the line, and then the second step, we align the eraser on the edge of the 0 of the main scale, and then the third step, we will read the value on the main scale from here to here, which is the value of the main scale. And the fourth step is we will read the vernier scale, which is the bottom of the ruler, whereby we will see any line that is aligned to the main scale upper here. And then we will repeat the value, and we will record the value and repeat step 1 to 4 for 3 times. And then we will repeat step 1 to 5 for the width and also for the thickness. So after the measurement have been done, here are the results. So the side A, which is the length, so the first reading is 40.05 mm, the second reading is 40.03 mm, and the third reading is 40.96 mm. And the next one is the side B, which is the width of the eraser. So the first reading is 20.05 mm, the second reading is 20.06 mm, and the third reading is 20.10 mm. The last one is the side C, which is the thickness of the eraser. So the first reading is 10.01 mm, the second reading is 10.05 mm, and the third reading is 10.02 mm. Here are the table of data that have been done from the calibration. So the first is the length of 20.00 mm, which is the true value. So the average measured value that have been obtained is 40.35 mm. So the measurement error is 20.35 mm. The next one is the weight. So the average measured value is 20.07 mm and the measurement error is 0.07 mm. Last one is the thickness of the eraser, which is 15.00 mm, the true value. So the average measured value is 10.03 mm, and the measurement error is negative 4.97 mm. That's all from me. Thank you.